What's holding you back right now? Is it a person? Is it a circumstance? Is it a belief that you're holding that's holding you back from taking action right now and doing the things that you need to be doing? The things that are going to get you closer to your goal. The things that are going to get you closer to what you really want, what you've been dreaming about. The things that are going to get you closer to your 90-day goal that we've been going after now for the last almost going on 3 months. What is it that's holding you back? Has it been somebody telling you that what you're doing really isn't going to work out? Somebody that's just been unsupportive? Is it you that's telling yourself that you're not experiencing the success that you want as quickly as you thought it would come? And now you start thinking, maybe this isn't going to work out. So it would be you trying to tell yourself that it's not going to work. Maybe it's your circumstances. Maybe the success that you want isn't happening fast enough. And your circumstances seem to be closing in on you, thinking, man, I've got to keep going to the same job that I hate. I'm really trying to get out of it. I thought I would be far away from that by now, and yet here I still am. Maybe it's just the thought and the belief that you have, carrying that with you, saying, things are supposed to take long, and I just keep giving myself longer and longer and longer to succeed, right? You keep pushing what you're supposed to do out there into the future. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I know I said I was going to do it today, but tomorrow is going to be the day that this is going to happen. And maybe you've been doing that for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month. See, these limiting beliefs that are going to hold you back all stem from literally one person, you. Once you start understanding and you accept that every sort of obstacle, every sort of thing that stands in your way really sits entirely with you and with your belief system on what that means to you and what that means to your situation right now. When you start looking at you as being the cause and you as being the solution, now you can start looking at how to overcome those obstacles even more quickly than you ever have before. So let's start out with relationships. Let's start out with the person outside of you that's taking up all of your time. They need you constantly. They can't do things without you. Maybe they're even telling you, you shouldn't be spending time over there doing what you're doing. You should be spending time over here doing what I want you to do. So an outside relationship that's stopping you up from taking action. How do we deal with this? Well, number one, we can have a heart-to-heart talk and say, look, this is what I want to do. This is my life. These are my decisions to make. And I hope that you're going to support me in this because it's something that I should have done a long time ago that brings me happiness. And it's what I want to do with my life. And I just hope that you can be there to support me in that. So that's one option that we can do. The other option is just completely cutting off the relationship altogether. Now, sometimes that's doable. Sometimes it's not so doable. But that's an option. Just cutting the relationship off completely and saying, I'm not going to be around someone that's going to continually try to push me to do things that I don't want to do and or make me feel guilty about it. Because that's kind of a way that people can manipulate you. It's just making you feel guilty about doing what it is you want to do for your own reasons. They start saying that you're selfish. They start telling you that you just don't understand what's important. But you do understand what's important. You're important. What you want is important. What you dream about and what you're moving toward every single day, that's important. So those are some outside relationships. So let's look at the internal relationship. Maybe you have that thought of, this isn't happening as fast as I want it to, therefore, maybe it's just not meant for me, right? You start doubting yourself. Or even like we were talking about yesterday with self-sabotaging, where right when you're getting close to having a breakthrough, you decide to quit, right? Right when you're getting close and you're feeling like, the end is in sight. And then for some reason, all of a sudden, you just stop doing all of the things that you've been doing up to this point. And you start wondering, taking out the trash just seems so important right now. Watching another episode of TV is just so important right now. I just can't get myself moving. Those are all the self-sabotaging behaviors. Those are coming from within. Maybe it's just sitting there saying, I'm fearful of being successful. And if it's true, call it out. Just say, hey, I'm fearful of this. I'm afraid I'm going to fail. I'm afraid I'm going to succeed. I'm afraid I'm going to be embarrassed. Because when you can call it out, you can say it out loud, you can name it and claim it, that's when you start having control over it again. Because when you can utter it out into existence, when you can shine the light on it, all of a sudden it starts to dissipate and not become a thing anymore. Sometimes it might take you calling it out time and time again, a little bit every single day. But you can do that because you're in control of this. And it's just your internal state that you're changing. You're changing how you feel from the inside out. And that's where that change starts to happen. Now let's look at outside circumstances. So some of the outside circumstances might be, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. If I had more time, I'd be able to do it. I just don't have enough energy, right? These are the three main resources that you have. And many people focus first on money, saying, I don't have enough money. The interesting thing about these resources is when you have a little bit of one, you probably have a lot of the other one. For an example, if you feel like you don't have a lot of money, that probably means you have a lot of time. And if you don't have a lot of time, that probably means you've got more money than time. So you kind of have to figure out, which is it? Do you have more time than money, or do you have more money than time? Now, sometimes people say, I don't have any of either. I have no money and I have no time. Let's take a look at this then. If you have no money and you literally don't have any time, it's probably time for you to take an assessment of your situation, because where you're at is just going and driving yourself into the ground, because you have no time. It's being used, hopefully and assumingly, to make more money. But if you still have no money, that means whatever it is you're doing is not working. You want to fix that. But assuming that you've got more time than money, you're going to have to put in grunt work. That's all there is to it. You've got to put in the time. You've got to put in that effort. If you have more money than you have time, then you've got a chance where you can start paying other people to do the things that take up too much of your time, right? You start delegating those types of tasks out. So then it frees you up to do only the things that are most important to you. Only the tasks that you can accomplish better than anybody else. And when it comes to energy, just like time, is finite. There's a finite amount of it. There's a limited amount. And how you use that every single day is completely up to you. So whether that is you're going to use your energy worrying about all sorts of things that haven't happened yet. You're going to use your energy putting out all sorts of fires of stuff that doesn't even matter. Or you can use your energy toward tackling those tasks that are going to move you further on, that are going to give you power, that are going to get you closer to your goals. See, that's what we want to focus our resources on. We want to focus our time, our energy, and our money on the things that are going to get us closer to our goals. Not all the things that don't matter. Not all the people that we could just cut out of our life if we need to. Not all of the problems that don't make any bit of difference. Not any of the tasks that if we didn't do them wouldn't really matter. See, this is a process of elimination. We can start looking at the things that are not important, the things that wouldn't make any bit of difference if we never did it, the things that don't make any difference if we don't pay attention to it. And we start tossing those things out. Doesn't matter. Whenever you come across something that you feel is holding you back, whether that's a person, whether it's a belief system, whether it's a circumstance, no matter what it is, look at it and ask yourself, is this really important? Does this make any bit of difference in the long term? And is this helping me get to where I want to go? And if the answer is no, eliminate it. Get rid of it. It doesn't matter. Your time, energy, and money must be spent focusing on the things that matter most to you. Because if you're not spending it on the things that matter most to you, you're going to end up being resentful later. It's going to be that resentment of, I spent all this time, I spent all this energy, I spent all this money and all of this effort on this one thing, this one person, this one idea, and it didn't do anything for me. And then you just end up resenting that person, that thing, that idea. Or even worse, resenting yourself, saying, I should have known better. I knew I shouldn't have done it, and I did it anyway, right? So take this time to start thinking about the things that really, truly matter to you. The things that really change your life, that really give you fulfillment. And focus your resources on those things. Take everything else and ask yourself, and be critical with this. Be hardcore with this. Does this move you closer to where you want to be? Does it give you fulfillment in your life? If the answer is no, get rid of it. You don't need it anymore. It doesn't matter. Focus only on the things that matter, especially for the rest of this 90 days, and I hope far on into the future. Because when you start focusing on what truly matters, what truly fulfills you, that's when life starts becoming really, truly exciting. Because you're doing the things that you want to do, and you're doing it for the right reasons. And you have absolute control over this. You've got control over everything that you do, over the actions that you take, over the thoughts that you think, over the things that you focus on and the meaning that you give it. You control that. So it's time to use your power right now, today. Use your power to determine what you're going to keep in your life and what you're going to get rid of. And it's going to be super exciting. And I hope that you feel a sense of calm, a sense of freedom once you eliminate some things from your life. Because when you eliminate them, they can no longer hurt you. They can no longer take your time, your energy, your attention, your money. And you've made that decision. So I hope you take the moment today to realize what's important to you and what's not important and can be eliminated. And it's going to be super exciting for the next coming up days because we're getting closer and closer to our 90-day finish line. And if you've been with me from the start, we've been taking action every single day, just getting a little bit better. And we're not going to stop now. We're going to continue on. We're going to hit that 90 days, and we are going to celebrate. And it's going to be exciting. So I will see you tomorrow. And I know you're going to be here because I'm going to be here right alongside you, building something amazing right there with you. So until tomorrow, check it out. Take your power. Eliminate some cool stuff. Feel the excitement of it. And take action now.